there any data on how long is too long for blog posts, or at least one that starts off a topic?
I find that shorter tends to just be a little more digestible, just because people are kind of like this all the time and they're checking their mobile devices. But if you are writing in an interesting way, and also how well you organize it, let's say you write a really, really long blog post and you just bold the 3 main sections. You might say, I'm going to write about X, Y, and Z, and here's the 3 things you need to think about, or here's the 10 sections, and you just bold those. It's actually, it's an architecture thing, even within your blog posts, of just how you create and make it easy for people to scan, and how you organize that content. But if it's all valuable content, people will read it. I mean, look at Huffington Post, #1 blog on the World Wide Web. Those are some long posts sometimes, but it's good content. So think quality, having a clear voice, being authentic, being yourself, and that could be serious or funny or not funny, controversial, whatever makes sense for your organization. And it's a marriage of fact and opinion. And it's also a great piece of marketing collateral. Case in point, Sue Levine of 50somethinginfo.com, who is now getting contacted by vibrantnation.com because they want her content. Well, Sue has this great piece of collateral, and they say, you're an expert because that's working for her, and now the talk is how do we make it work in a way that it values the content Sue's writing. CMS stands for Content Management System, and blogs are a great CMS. You can put in your title, your headline. You don't have to pay a webmaster $150 an hour to update your blog. You can do it yourself. Great content management system, and it's good service. I get asked a lot of questions. I get LinkedIn questions and email questions of, hey Lori, what do you think's better? I'm with an ad agency. Do you think it's more important to do a title tag for search, or do you think it's more important to do whatever? I could answer every single question, or I could answer that question once in my blog. And I answer that one question, and I help other people who are reading that. So it's going back into my marketing collateral, but it's good service. And SEO stands for search engine optimization, and your blog content with the right keywords and phrases, and you can do links within. And linking is good to have people linking from other sites into your website, but also search engines look at the links within your web pages back and forth to each other, and you can have links off to other web pages or within your site with the right keywords and phrases to help attract people for search engine optimization. So how do you embrace your inner blog babe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is also on webmarketingtherapy.com. If you go to the free therapy page under ebooks, there's all of this is written. I think the ebook is called To Blog or Not to Blog. This will answer your question. You need a good voice. And the voice can be serious, it can be funny, but you need to have a clear voice. I recommend a theme. Like Charlie Kimball, we use the example of Charlie Kimball, race car driver. His blog is Living in the Fast Lane with Diabetes. Web Marketing Therapies is On the Couch. And some blogs may not have a written theme, but just internally they know this is a news blog, or this is a Santa Barbara City College blog, but it's really about community events in Santa Barbara. Having some sort of theme, communicated or not, is up to you. Content. What are you going to write about? So many abandoned blogs. Oh, so sad. So these blogs get created and then no one writes for them anymore. When you have a good theme, it gives you enough room to write content. And what are you going to write about? Having a design that represents your audience. And some blogs, like we looked at Matt Cutt's blog, there's basically no design, but that is his design. That's still design. It's just how well your blog is architected, if categories are easy to find. What keywords and phrases are you going to use to attract people to your site? And last but not least is outreach. So here's some quick examples. Outreach meaning how are you going to connect with people? I love bloggers who blog about other people other than themselves. We're going to feature a business owner. We're going to write about a great article that the USA Today wrote. And here's a link to that article. And here's what I think about Joan Davis, the writer of that article. And the outreach is, hi Joan, I just want to let you know I wrote about your article. And all of a sudden, your marketing collateral is now getting people to pay attention to you, and you're starting to build relationships that way. This is a fun example. This is Roxanne Zabinden. She's the owner of Cielo Spa, day spa here in Santa Barbara, very boutique spa. And her blog is for wellness and beauty for busy moms in Santa Barbara. This is not I'm a day spa in Santa Barbara. So what? Her audience are busy moms that rarely take time to get a facial or get a massage, and it's very important for her to serve her audience, to remind them about how important it is, not just to make time to get that pretty facial, but to take care of yourself, because that's really what beauty is all about. And she's authentic. That's a picture of her little girl, and she's like, I'm just reminding you to take time out with your family this spring, and she gets a lot of feedback from this, and it's just a good customer service tool, but I think a really neat example and very out of the box. Guerrilla marketing. This is Dogster's blog, For the Love of Dog blog. They dominate their niche and they differentiate their blog. It's interesting and useful. They also have a separate blog theme. They have several blogs. This is the Daily Dog Tip, Health and Care Tips. A little different from the last theme. All lives under dogster.com, just different content organized in different ways. Those of you that are running your own organizations, you may not want 16 blogs. I know you're busy. Maybe one to start in just different categories. And how you label. This is important. So you start thinking about your labels, and your labels can have keywords and phrases that are attracting people to find you too, because these are all links. So these are powerful. So keeping track of your content through categories is a blog best practice, and it's a good design tactic. We looked at Charlie Kimball earlier and how he takes his American dream to victory lane, but his blog is living in the fast lane with diabetes. Clear focus, and now he has a clear umbrella to write under all the time. And different tags. Blogs allow you to tag the content. It helps the search box on your blog, so if people are searching for the, just tweet it, which is what this article is about, they can search for it and find it. It also helps tell a search engine what it's about, and it's just a good practice. And this is actually a blog-made tip. So it's like having the keys to a Ferrari. You can have the keys to a Ferrari, but you have to know how to drive it. Just like a blog, you have the keys to this Ferrari-type web technology. How do you drive it? Take advantage of clear categories, but also take advantage of these tags to help. It's just like, back in, if you're doing a book indexing at the library, how do you categorize it? You can categorize it with the category name, but you can also tag it.
Lori?
Yes?
So, if you're a new blogger, I just wanted to kind of point out, I'm a new blogger, I'm using blogger.com, and so when you talk about tagging and categorizing, so there's this little space in the blog that says, you can type in your tags. And so then you're just making up out of your own head what subjects you want covered, and then that's what search engines pick up, is that?
Well, there's going to be sometimes there's an internal search box on your blog.
Mm-hmm.
Like so on mine, on Web Marketing Therapy's blog, I'm mindful of how I tag them, because I know if I'm trying to find my own blog post, I can just type in those words, and those tags help my own internal search box. But also those tags could potentially give you a little more boost with the search engines as another option. And in Blogger's case, I believe your labels are your tags and your category at the same time. And what will happen is once you start to create these labels or categories, like Melissa's doing a blog post about Santa Barbara entrepreneurs, she'll start to type in SANTA, and it will pop up some of the older labels that were created, so she can go, oh yeah, give it that category name. And you can categorize things 5 or 6 ways, there's no limit. So I have blog content that I've categorized in 3 different areas, because it's comic relief, and it's art therapy, and it's Ask the Marketing Therapist. It's the same article in 3 spots. But yeah, actually it's a great point with Blogger that the 2 come up. So you're just mindful about what you name things, and just be consistent.
Well, it's a step I always skip, actually. I just enter my blog and then upload it.
And now you have a new tip.
Yeah.
And the key phrases, especially for the Scheinfeld Center, because it's a great blog. The Scheinfeld Center's blog is Look Forward to Monday. And it's but it's a great theme. Actually, it's a perfect example of a blog theme. It's not we're Scheinfeld Center. It's we're serving entrepreneurs in Santa Barbara. I think the Scheinfeld Center is one of the best kept secrets in Santa Barbara. I mean, who else? I mean, you guys could all pay my consulting fee, or you can get me for free. I mean, thank Melissa for that.